Okay, okay. Now Mr. Sitaram Yechury.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this. And I'm very grateful to my colleagues because this is not what I had intended. Not to deprive you of anything. Sir, so thank you, sir. At the outset, sir, I'd like to only register our commitment that the black money issue, on the black money issue, that we want all the black money to come back to the country, to be utilized for our country's development, and that is something that we have been saying for a long, long time. The question that we are debating right now is how effectively to do it. Now, this, I feel, is one of the biggest frauds that is being committed on our country, and our country's resources are being illegally siphoned off, and these should be brought back for the use of our people and betterment of their livelihood and our country's development. On that, there is no dispute, sir. But I think the bill that has been today introduced is totally inadequate to meet that task. Before I say why I feel so, I only have to make two comments, sir. One is that we call this black money and white money. I seriously beseech this government at least to change the terminology. It has a very racist connotation. We have very black people in our country. And therefore to say that they are good, they are bad, etc., that is not a good term. So please consider. Change the terminology.
Overseas money is green money.
There is my good friend who's also a very good successful businessman who only sees the color of money as green, which is the dollar, sir. You only see it in that color. Anyway, there's light banter apart. So I just want to, and since this is already a money bill, our opinion is only for record, and therefore since nothing much substantial is going to happen, but anyway, I think I just want to be in record. Why do I say this is inadequate? We've had many one-time amnesty laws that this August House has enacted, both the houses have enacted, which were directed at drawing this money back into the country, but they did not work. In fact, sir, you had one-time amnesty on this non-performing assets in the banks. You implemented it. The NPA amounts have increased. You have this one-time declaration and amnesty for black money holders. You legitimized the black money holders. You, in fact, pardoned them and said that the crime they committed was right, and the country pardoned these people. And that is something which is not acceptable. So therefore, this one-time amnesty schemes is not going to work, sir. And the reason is, it may in fact turn out protecting them. And that is something that I am completely against, and I do not think we should aim as being the objective of this bill, sir. Secondly, why do I say it will be inadequate? The problem with is the generation of black money. This bill deals with the demand side of the problem, not with the supply side. How is black money generated in our country, sir? We've gone through this in this house before. A decade earlier we were debating, though this government has now made it a habit to say nothing happened in 60 years before they came to hold the office. But when the 6-year term of an earlier NDA government led by Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee was there, you entered into a double taxation avoidance treaties, a huge number of them. The Honorable Supreme Court has said, we have known from our experience that the double taxation avoidance treaties, even by definition, sir, it's a double taxation avoidance. You cannot have a double taxation avoidance treaty with a country which does not have the tax. There's no tax on capital gains in certain countries with whom you have a double taxation avoidance. They don't pay the capital gains tax in our country as well. So net result is what? You are giving them an avenue to go scot-free without paying any tax. This is how black money is generated. We need to relook at all the double taxation avoidance treaties. This is absolutely necessary if you're serious about this black money, curbing black money business. And the Honorable Supreme Court's comments or judgments on this must also be kept in mind. And now you say, sir, earlier governments did not have the courage to take up this issue with the other countries. You are a Chappaninchka government. So Chappaninchka government, you please take up these issues with the other governments and stop this loophole. Stop this loophole of the double taxation avoidance treaty. Secondly, their tax collections. There's more than 4 lakh crores of uncollected direct taxes. Uncollected direct taxes according to the government's own admission. In the annual report they furnish to us saying tax are not uncollected. They call it tax avoidance.
Tax raised but not collected.
Tax avoidance, the statement they give us, every year there is nearly now more than 5 lakh crores of rupees. Revenue foregone. Thank you.
Unrecovered. Unrecovered is the right word.
Unrecovered is the right. Sir, this is the government budget papers. They tell us every year. You have these taxes and you create these loopholes. What my friend Professor Ram Gopal Yadav said, that more the loopholes you create, the more the avenues for generating black money.
But your time is over.
And that, yes sir, I'll only request you to just extend it because 2 more important points I want to make. The point is that unless you curb this crony capitalism, you cannot curb black money. And that is the crony capitalism you will have to target if you really are interested in this. The third area is your participatory notes. Participatory notes that you allow in your stock exchanges. Who are they? Who are they coming from? What is the origin? You don't even know that. Who's buying all these stocks through the participatory notes? That if you do not stop, you cannot control black monies. The fourth is about the tax havens. Tax havens, Supreme Court has noted it. We have been raising it for so often. This House has debated it. But unfortunately, my good friend, the Finance Minister, has on record in this House in answer to a question on 15th of July 2014, after becoming the Finance Minister, has said, I quote, the government has not identified any country as tax haven, unquote. This was a statement made in this House. Now, if the government of the day says there are no tax havens, then what is the Supreme Court talking about? What are we talking about? Where is all this money we get? And if this ambiguity continues, sir, it is not possible. From this tax haven, Germany and the United States of America, they have collected the details. They are prosecuting their own citizens, holding these unaccounted monies. Why can't the 56 ki sarkar do it? Why can't you do it, and why don't you propose with the legislation arming you to do it? And that is where we are saying this is absolutely inadequate. You've had the UN Convention, sir, against corruption, 2004. We ratified it in 2011. Why that government took so long, that's a different story. But having ratified it, what are the steps we are going to take? There is no enumeration of that. And finally, sir, there is a BJP task force itself. It's not my party, it's a ruling party today. The BJP appointed a task force in 2011. They gave a report saying that, I quote, the title of the report was Indian Black Money Abroad in Secret Banks and Tax Havens, unquote. This report was submitted in 2011. Very eminent economists of the country were involved in it. And that report has told you what are these tax havens, where they are, but nothing of that, on that no action has been taken. So therefore, sir, if this law is not to be reduced again also as an election jumla, as they call it, forget the 15 lakh rupees going into everybody's accounts as a result of this government coming, but if this law has to be effective, then the points that I have raised must be taken into consideration.
Thank you.
Otherwise, my last final appeal, sir, is that if you want the opinion of this House, please don't record it as in a club discussion. If there's some action to be taken on it, we'll be grateful. Don't therefore keep treating this and categorizing these as money bills and therefore say that we have no role to play.
Okay.
I think that will be very unfair.
That
So
debate
I
is
hope the
also
government
over.
will take into account these